It's
Well,
like every panel was disappointing. Like, what the fuck?
I would say every panel was underwhelming
Yeah.
because I don't know if anything was disappointing to me. I would say there was aspects that were disappointing, but nothing that like when we watched the parks panel at the end, it was like I enjoyed what we saw, but it was a
Mm.
lot of nothing.
There was just a lot of like, this might come? We're thinking about this.
So D23 happened this weekend, and us two really love Disney. If you can't
Mm-hmm.
tell, we have some things to say about this, as if they're very different from everyone else on the internet, because they're very different opinions.
Oh, very, very
Very
different.
so different. You would never expect how different our opinions are about these topics. You want to start with the parks panel?
I mean, we could start somewhere. It could be there. There's not much to talk about there, but we could start there.
Okay, Matt. Let's talk about this parks panel.
Um, I
What
think it started off hot. I think it started off hot. I was
it
like,
did,
okay, Mando, that's awesome. It looked incredible. Grogu looked incredible.
but we knew about
Hulk,
that.
we did. Hulk,
I okay. I think Hulk looks good for first generation Hulk.
yeah.
Cause I don't know if I want Hulk to walk around like this. What's up, guys? It's me, the Hulk.
It's very awkward.
Did you
Very,
see the
very
little
awkward.
finger movement that they had?
Did they
Where
have finger movement?
it's like, hey Kevin. It was like this, if anything.
It was
Very slight.
very awkward, and the crowd didn't help because they weren't applauding at all.
Well, they
At
didn't
least,
care. That crowd did not care about Marvel in the slightest. They
I don't
cared
think
that they
so.
got a free art print,
Oh, yeah, of course.
and you guys are all getting this art print.
Let's
Whoa!
go.
Let's go.
But
Ping Thanos. Nothing.
no.
Nothing. They didn't
Unless
care.
they didn't pick it up. But I mean, who
Maybe.
knows? But the Hulk, it's very cool. I think that was leaked a while back, and we talked about it on the podcast, like the exoskeleton and all that.
Well, they were talking. They were showing off the whole exoskeleton like progress they were doing.
Yeah,
And I mean, we kind of guessed it would either be Hulk or Sully or Thanos.
something like that.
And I mean, it's cool that Hulk's the first character we're gonna get.
Yeah,
And with the wording, I couldn't tell if it's this week he's gonna appear or if it's next week
yeah.
because
No idea.
I'm like, I kind of want to go see the Hulk.
I want to take a picture with that Hulk. It was really cool. I think there's definitely room for improvement because the quantum realm
The
suit
whole
just
like
is
face.
very awkward and doesn't fit in too much. I mean, sure it does, but at the same time it doesn't. And it's like once they get the face down, that's gonna be very cool just to have pictures with and interact with.
I'd say the biggest hurdle they're gonna have to get over with the Hulk is mouth movement and eyes.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're going to need to puppeteer that, if it's just gonna be like presets like I was trying to think of some other characters that use like kind of how Mickey is with like the preset like face movements.
Yeah.
Like they did that animatronics. But I don't know how else they could do the whole Hulk face cuz that's what's going to have to sell it.
Yeah.
Um
But then if you look at the parks in general, there are so many characters that have awkward faces. You
yeah,
look at like Jafar and
Lilo.
Lilo, and there's so many
Yep.
characters that have awkward faces. So would it be the worst? No, it's gonna look better than more than half the characters in the park. Still, it would be nice, but I think for what it is right now, it's super cool.
I saw a lot of people saying that Hulk sounded like Garfield. and I can't get over it. Specifically, Bill Murray's Garfield.
Kind of, kind
And
of.
I'm like, the dude was doing his best Bruce Banner impression that he could. Leave him
Yeah,
alone.
yeah, it wasn't great, but I mean, still exciting.
Yeah, so I want to see when he pops up in the park and see how people react to him and interact with him because hey, it's little baby steps and I mean even Josh tomorrow said it's temporary. You can see him for a limited time and then he's going to go away for a bit and then he'll be back later. It's like, okay, cool. So it's a test. We're going to see how he works in the parks for now with this whole suit layout. We're going to take him away. We're going to fix him up. I'm guessing they're going to work on the face because you can't have him in that quantum suit the entire time.
No, not at all.
So they'll do something and then we'll probably see him whenever the e-ticket opens, which is probably like 7 years away.
7 years, but it'll be an exciting 7 years because that e-ticket sounds incredible.
It sounds amazing, spectacular, fantastic. It
Yeah.
I gotta say, when Bob Chapek talked about during the Disney Legends panel about the ride, and I remember texting you being like, they fucking cheapened out. That's it. Like they just went with a route, cheaper option, just scrap that entire ride and just doing something so bare minimum that it's just gonna be shit. And they're like, hey, so we saw what Kevin was doing with the multiverse and went, fuck the Wakanda ride. We're doing a multiverse ride. It's like, yes, do that. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think Kevin or Josh mentioned that there is going to be multiple villains that you encounter through this ride,
Yeah.
which makes me think it is a screen based ride because maybe it'll be where each ride's a different mission. And it's like, okay, you're going into this multiverse today and you're fighting this version of Loki. Or, hey, you're fighting Kang. Or King Thanos. Or
Mhm.
Galactus whenever he arrives. Like
Yeah.
I could see them doing that where it's like, okay, here's your villain today, go fight him.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to have a lot of screens, limited, set pieces, character animatronics in it. Maybe one of like Iron Man, if anything. Um, I think it's going to be basically screens, and I think it's going to be a lot like Rise in a way with the layout. I think it's probably going to be trackless just based on the concept. Because if you saw the ride vehicle, four people per row, I think 3 rows, which is similar to Rise in that way. Trackless is it seems like it's the way they're going with all this. It could be a coaster. I'd love if it was a coaster like Cosmic Rewind, but just based on the concept art, it looks like it's going to be something a little bit slower. So I think screens would be most ideal for that experience. But who knows? Who knows?
You know, I mean, they were so vague with this ride too. It
Hmm.
was like, here's what we're doing for the ride. There was no release date. There was no opening year. There was no time frame. Just, it's coming.
I think they said coming soon, which leaves some optimism. But at the same time, knowing Disney, that means absolutely nothing.
I don't get how long it takes for them to build some of these rides. Like Tron.
That's weird. That
Tron's
one
been
is
being
weird.
built for what, 5 years now?
And it's just like a copy of the one in,
Yeah.
was it Tokyo? Is it Tokyo Sea?
It should be done by now. I
Yeah.
don't know how it's not done by now.
That one's a little like weird. This one,
Like I get COVID kind of messed it up,
mhm,
but still it's weird how it's still not opening till spring of next year.
yeah, that's weird. That is strange.
I gotta say though, uh it looks amazing and I wanna go on it. Cause when I went to Disney World this year, I never realized how big it was.
Okay.
Because, like, you can see it from the People Mover, and it's behind their Space Mountain.
Hmm.
And it is a giant building. Like, it's huge.
Okay. I mean, I could never tell from like the videos or pictures how big it is. Like, it's hard to determine that.
I'm trying to think of what I can compare it to. It's probably the size of Fantasyland.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. The
It's
one thing I'll say though is the seats look extremely uncomfortable.
well, yeah, because you gotta be like leaning forward, and I
Yeah,
think
I
it like
mean,
clamps on your back or something.
yeah, is that the case? Maybe, maybe not. But I mean, it's gonna be a cool ride regardless. One that I want to ride. I'll go to Florida just to ride that and Cosmic Rewind, of
Yeah,
course.
that's the only reason you need to go to Disney World. There's nothing else.
Oh yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, nothing.
But yeah, this Avengers ride, I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited to see what direction they go. Whether it's trackless, maybe a slower ride, which I doubt they'll do just based on the vehicle. I'm just trying to figure that out. They could go coaster, which I think would be my favorite, way to go, but I think it's going to be exciting whatever they do.
I'm I'm getting the feeling that it might be very much like one of those Universal rides, like Transformers or that
Mhm.
Spider-Man ride that's popular.
Okay.
I could see them going that route where it's like there's screens, but there's also sets you go through
Hmm.
with the little buggy that you're in for like
Yeah.
trackless. So I personally that's what I think it's gonna be,
Yeah.
but hey, we'll find out at some point.
I'll find out. But King
And
Thanos is here.
King Thanos is I like his beard.
It looks
His
really
like
cool.
little weird beard he has going on.
Yeah. He looks like just pure destruction.
I gotta say though, do you think that my uncle asked this question? Do you think that the ride's going to take us into another multiverse, or the villain from another multiverse comes to us?
Mm. I think we go somewhere.
Okay.
My other thought is it's kind of like Star Tours in the sense where, you're going on this adventure with an Avenger. You're going alongside them. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you have to go to another multiverse. Someone comes out and calls you to their multiverse. You got to go to their universe and you got to help fight whoever the villain is, whether that's King Thanos or someone new that they haven't announced yet. So, who knows? I think there's so many things they could do with it, so many different universes they could take us in, which excites me a lot. But I mean, I think the possibilities for this is endless.
Let's just hope it's that way, because there was a lot of characters in that concept art too,
A lot.
and I don't know, man. Seeing DCA Spidey next to that new animated Spidey, and like the What If Captain Carter with Captain America and Captain America and America Chavez, it's like there's gonna be a lot of characters on this ride, and
Oh yeah.
honestly, they could whenever they hire a new actor, they could be like, "Hey, can you just get in the booth for a bit and like just jump at this wall?
Hmm.
Just jump at this wall as hard as you can on the green screen."
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Wolverine. Get out of here.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Unless they do some cheap, way of making it, which
They'll use
wouldn't
mist.
surprise me.
They'll use
But
mist with projectors. That's all
oh
we need.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Very magical mist.
Yeah. Magical Mist. What a selling point. I've never seen such a good selling point. Like this makes me so excited for a retheme. Like when they said Mist, I got chills. My spine was tingling. I felt like Spider-Man because I was like, "Wow, this is incredible." I mean, who else ever did Mist? Who did Mist?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, but they didn't do this type of mist. This is magical Bayou Mist, Bayou
This is
Special
special.
Mist.
So I don't know if you can tell, we're huge fans of the Splash Mountain retheme. I'm I'm very much looking forward to it. But going into this D23, I was like, this is where they have to prove to me that this is not just a cheap retheme that they threw together last minute. They've told
Mm,
us there's going to be animatronics.
mm-hmm.
They've told us it's going to be a fantastic adventure with Princess and the Frog, which I love Princess and the Frog. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna see Louis, or we're gonna see Tiana. We'll see Naveen's animatronic. No, we're gonna talk about all the research we've done of New Orleans. This ride comes out in what, a year? 2024.
And,
I think they
and
said maybe late 2024. So
so
it's about 2 years.
yeah,
But I'm sorry, we just saw Elsa animatronic for a ride that's how far away?
very probably.
They showed us concept art of the otter that's gonna be on the ride, which
Yeah.
I like the otter.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Ooh,
That that's my worry. And then they go, and we have mist.
missed.
Mist.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is the problem that I think a lot of Disney fans have with this retheme is, are they going the cheap route? Which it seems like yes they are,
It really feels like it.
because originally they had this beautiful concept with the tree and the boat on top of the hill. I'm just like, that looks pretty damn cool. And then, there was like teased at like lights in the pond or whatever. There was just so much going on with that concept. I'm like, you know what? If they do it right, this can be incredible. And then they showed the model. I said, what the hell happened to the tree?
I didn't even notice that the tree was gone until you pointed it out.
What happened to the tree? Oh, they added a water tower.
We got the water tower
A water
with
tower.
Princess Tiana's tiara on it.
We
I
also
like the
got,
little touch, but
I do like the touch, but it's rather underwhelming. It's not what I thought, and it is also what I thought. I knew they were going to go to cheap route, and so far that's what it seems like. They didn't tell us anything about how many animatronics, if they will have animatronics. They didn't tell us.
they said there's going to be animatronics.
Okay, that's something.
They've
That's a
only
start.
they told us we're getting
The,
the otter,
the otter,
Tiana
which
and Naveen in the boat,
okay,
which I hope it's not just statues with the
mm-mm.
projected faces, because out of every animatronic we've ever gotten, you know how like you see the videos of Frozen Ever After at Epcot, and
Oh
it's like,
yeah,
oh, they have projected faces.
and they break down.
It doesn't look good in person either.
No,
Like it just doesn't capture as much. So
yeah,
it's like I would hope that they would have like some sort of movement at least.
hmm,
But I'm worried they're going to be statues that just sit there in the water and they just project something on and call it animatronic.
yeah, yeah. So I have a worry there that they're just going to use screens. Or my biggest fear now is learning about this fucking mist, because are they just going to use mist throughout the ride to cover some of those huge platforms where they used to have so much going on? You turn left and right and see something different every time. Are they going to use mist to cover all that? I don't know. Are they just going to have like a color show in there?
Oh no, I just realized what they're going to do. Okay, so you know when you go down to the laughing place and they would have
Mhm.
all those animatronics around you? Well, slowly they've been taking away those animatronics because I'm pretty sure they've been breaking.
Yeah,
They're gonna put mist there,
exactly.
and they're going to project 2D animations of these characters that they're drawing up,
Yep, think pirates.
but all animated.
Because if you remember what she said, this mist is going to be used as a canvas.
Yep.
She said that they're going to project lights, because lights are going to be huge in this. I saw the tunnel. There's a lot of purple. Cool. Lights are fun.
I'm gonna be
Animatronics are also
glad
fun.
if it's mostly lit up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
that's
I'm
not my
not,
worry.
but
It's the animatronics. They have about 30 to 50 animatronics. Maybe I'm overshooting that. You're telling me they can't repurpose them and make a whole bunch of fun creatures, and they're going through this, and we see a whole bunch of creatures just having a good time. But no, they're going to do mist on those huge platforms, which are so complex, have so many moving pieces, so detailed. They're going to use mist to cover all that up, and we're just going to get either projections, lights, whatever it is. Just we're not going to have the same experience.
yeah, I And then they also confirmed that the Dr. Facilier is not going to be in the ride. It's going to just be Mama Odie, Tiana, Naveen, and Louis.
Yeah, so that's what we know. Um, there's
So
something else. The story is what her looking for spice, right? Is that what it is?
we're sent on a mission to get the last spice she needs for her Mardi Gras dish.
How fucking rare is this spice? So we have to go through this whole bayou adventure to find what spice. I don't know. I'm just I wanted to hear more. I killed him. I wanted to hear more. We didn't hear more. I'm
Yeah.
scared. I am worried for this ride because I think if they do it correctly and they do it right, it could be one of the best rides in the park, be one of the best re-themes that they've done if they do it correctly. But so far, it just seems like they're cheapening out, and that is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. I just want to make sure they reuse as many animatronics as they can.
Hmm.
Because I just have that same fear as you, is it's just gonna feel empty. It's gonna feel lifeless.
Hmm.
Because projectors are nice, but it's not the same as something actually being there.
Yeah, I think the perfect example of the screens and projectors being used well with like the real world animatronics and props and all that is Alice in Wonderland. They have those screens spread out perfectly, and they did that refurbishment so well. It's like if they do that here, I'd be okay with the screens here and there,
Yeah.
the projections here and there. But if they don't, it's going to be a lot of dead space, and it's just going to be boring. And I mean, it's almost like what 10 to 12 minute ride, maybe. Maybe I'm overshooting
It's
that
about
too.
a 15-minute ride, I
It's a
think.
long ride, and if you're just having dead space, it's not enjoyable. I mean, my thought goes to pirates, and they refurbished that one part where you see like the man half dead half alive, and there's this long tunnel that you're going through, and it's just you hear voices, but there's really nothing. They took away the mist with the projected faces, and it's just kind of empty now. It's cool,
Oh,
nice little nod.
I forgot that they took away the mist.
Yeah, now it's just like an awkward pathway or like
The
long
tunnel, yeah.
tunnel you go through for I don't know 30 seconds, and it's just like, okay, this is kind of boring. I get it, paying homage to original ideas, I guess, but if that's the whole ride of Splash Mountain, I am worried.
I just don't I still believe that they jumped the gun on this reimagining, because I remember when that concept art came out, I went, they have not worked on this long. It doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like they slapped this together yesterday and they're just putting it out to appease Twitter.
Hmm.
And I mean, I like the idea of Princess and the Frog taking over the mountain,
Hmm.
but I still believe it should have been more well thought out, and it shouldn't have been jumped on. It should have been like, hey, okay, we're going to start working on this. We're not going to announce anything. We're going to make sure it's the proper re-theme for this attraction.
Hmm.
Splash Mountain can run on for another couple years while it starts dying down until we have enough to swap everything and do the whole re-theme.
Yeah, and again, maybe they do have everything they need. Maybe they are going to do it incredibly well. They didn't tell us any of that, and it's just
There
like
is nothing.
you could have told us something. I mean, you showed us a little, but not enough. Not enough at all
Because
to get me excited.
they had the model on display, and it's like, oh, they're gonna do like a deep dive into this attraction, show us concept art of inside the. They showed nothing,
Yeah. If they would have showed
nothing.
something of just how a portion of the inside would have been, I would have been like, okay, I'm on board now. It's just that they showed us nothing. I can't be excited. It's hard for me to be like, this re-theme is going to be awesome when it's like, it could be, or maybe it's not. So that's what I have to say on that. I mean, only the future knows. Only they know. Only, we'll see
Yeah,
later on.
I mean, we'll see in 2 years when that finally comes out. But
Hmm.
I mean, my guess is we will see it at next D23 because they will be working on it at that point, and it should be opening because they said late 2024. I'm guessing November. October, November it will open. So what? D23 is in September. We'll see something in September that will finally show off what the ride's gonna be like. But it's like, okay, I feel like that's a bit late. But it'll be nice knowing when it's very close that here's what you're getting. But my other thing is they could have just showed us, hey, here's what we've reimagined that first scene you go into looks like.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But
Who knows? Who
I think
knows?
that's all we have to say about Splash Mountain.
Yeah. All. Um, I think the next biggest thing about the parks was, I think, the overseas stuff. You know, you got all those frozen stuff, which I'm
Yeah.
like, can we please get it here? Because there's a perfect area, and I could tell you where. It's where the motorboats used to be, and where a portion of Autopia is. You could blend it in with the Matterhorn Mountains so well.
You know what's funny is didn't an Imagineer just tweet or like do a post not too long ago like big changes are coming to Disneyland, and he just posted a little clip of that area that you were just talking about.
Hmm.
That's it. He
Yeah.
didn't say anything else. It's like, oh cool, they'll talk about this at D23. No. And you know what? Josh tomorrow had me going like they're gonna do some they're gonna have some big reveal for Disneyland at the end of this.
Hmm.
Because he goes, I'm not done with Disneyland yet. We'll get back to that later. Then we get back to Disneyland. It's just shows.
Hmm.
Hey, here's the shows we're doing for the 100th. Okay, good night, everyone. You couldn't have showed us any blue sky ideas for Disneyland at
No.
all. Nothing. No blue sky. I mean, we're getting Big Hero 6 at
Yeah.
Fisherman's Wharf. I like that.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean,
Uh,
that look, it fits well. Fits
fits
very
well.
well.
I mean, there's no
Um,
ride, but it's still just
no.
having that little area of just some representation of Big Hero
Yeah,
6.
I love that movie. So it's like finally to get something in the park of that. I'm like, that's awesome. And I mean, I never expected that.
No.
If you told
No.
me that was happening, I'd be like, yeah, that's some weird leak. But that was very surprising, and I'm for that. That looks awesome.
I always expected it to just be Pixar themed. I thought some Pixar IP was going to take over it because like there's Cars Land and there's Pixar Pier. So that's going to be Pixar too. But no, we're getting Big Hero 6, and I saw in the concept art we're going to get the cafe that Aunt
Mm,
Cass runs.
okay.
So we'll
Okay.
see. I like that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
This little
Very
thing.
different,
And
and I
we get to meet Baymax too, year
yes.
round. So good. He needs to be in the parks more because that's a very beloved character. But
But yeah, going back to Disneyland,
yeah.
I heard a lot of talk about People Mover coming back. I don't
Uh
know
huh.
where that sparked from. Um, but I mean, that would have been cool.
I would have very much liked People Mover back. I never understood the People Mover hype until I went to Disney World, and I went, I like the People Mover now. I want it back in Disneyland. Unless they're gonna do something else with Tomorrowland. But it's like we didn't even get that. And then they told us there's this new DVC like lounge coming to Innovations or Innoventions. So it's like, okay, well they're not tearing down that building now. So it's like I guess the
Yeah,
People Mover will run through there. No, we're not talking about anything about that.
yeah.
Okay. What's going on with Tarzan's treehouse?
That's a big question mark because I mean, something's going on.
Something.
They got it covered. Something big is going on. And it's just like you couldn't have told us anything about that. I thought it'd be a golden opportunity right there, but no.
I mean, dude, that ride just went. It just. It's not even a ride. The attraction just closed.
Hmm.
There was no warning that it would close. It just closed. They took out that middle tree part, and they started doing something.
Hmm.
Because they're still working on it. They're probably working on it right now. What's going on there? You think they would have some sort of answer? Because I
Yeah.
was like, oh, cool. It'll be like a little like, oh, it's Encanto, or oh, don't worry, guys, we're just redoing Tarzan's treehouse and just kind of rearranging things there. But like, okay, cool. But I swear to God, if in a week we get a post on the Disney Parks blog about it, being like, oh, here's what's going on at Tarzan's Treehouse, you couldn't have said that at the panel? Like, I don't know if we needed 15 like music sessions or
They were fun,
performances.
but yeah, we didn't need
They
them.
were fun, but I don't think we needed so much.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on Disneyland and what they could do because I feel like they're wasting space in certain spots, Autopia. But it's just like I would have liked to know a little bit more. I think there is stuff they're doing, definitely stuff they're working on. I just would have liked to know that, hey guys, we're working on this. Can't share it yet, don't want to share it yet, but just know, we hear you guys and we are working on this because I think there's a lot they could do with Tomorrowland and so many different areas of the park that, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of underwhelming there.
Yeah, it wasn't even like they gave us hope for anything. Because it felt like they were going to. They talked about Toontown.
Mhm.
They showed off Princess and the Frog. They talked about Avengers Campus, but that was it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Toontown is interesting, I guess. I mean, I don't go there often when I do go to the
yeah,
parks, just because of, the age, like who it's directed towards and all that. I think it's going to be fun for the little ones, but there's nothing I can say. I mean, Mickey's Runaway Railway.
yeah.
I mean, that's something I want to check out. Haven't been on it, so in the other parks, but I mean, there's nothing there to like excite me in any way. I want to bulldoze Tomorrowland personally, so I mean, not Tomorrowland, Toontown, but
Don't you want to
I mean,
bulldoze Tomorrowland too?
fuck it. I mean, it needs to.
Knock
But
everything down. Take Small World with it. No, I'm kidding. Don't take
yeah, I
Small World.
mean, no, never, never, never. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, at least they gave Disney World hope.
so much hope. So I don't. Should we talk about Disney World now? Is that because I mean overseas they showed what Frozen, Zootopia,
Mhm.
anything else? They're getting a lot of
Nah,
Frozen over there.
which is really cool.
I guess their Star Wars land over there was canceled, so they're getting more Frozen. Which okay, go
Yeah,
for it. If that's what performs better over there, go for it.
yeah.
But yeah, what the fuck? What was up with Disney World? Like
Um,
I I get what they're saying. Okay, Dino Land. Let's talk about Dino Land because I've heard about Dino Land and I visited Dino Land. It's there's nothing there.
okay.
There's dinosaur and there's a little Dumbo ride. That's it.
Hmm.
There's nothing. It's bare bones. They're prepared to do something with it, but they don't know what to do with it. I like the blue sky idea that Josh Tomorrow pitched of Zootopia. I like it. Now, Joe Rody, the original Imagineer for Animal Kingdom, has said Zootopia does not belong in Animal Kingdom at all because the whole point of Animal Kingdom is um, taking care of the earth and animals and everything. So after I heard that, and me being like, "Oh, Zootopia fits perfectly. It's just animals." I think Moana actually does fit there a lot more.
Oh yeah,
So it's like if you're gonna do something, just put Moana there. Just out of the two, if you're gonna choose one, just put Moana.
I think it's better anyways. So, um,
Yeah, but it's like,
it just doesn't feel like Zootopia should fit there. When you just look at it as a whole, like at the
yeah,
whole portion of the parks, it just like when you listen to what Animal Kingdom is and like the theme of it, it just doesn't seem like it should fit there.
you
And
just
that's
think
kind of like the one thing.
you think animals. So it's like, oh, Zootopia's animals, so it should fit.
It should, but when you really think about it, I don't think it does super well. But Yeah, it's Disney World, not my specialty. I haven't been there, so can't say much on that.
But like even with the blue sky concept art they showed us, it
Mhm.
had Moana, but then in the back there was Zootopia. So it's like, is that their plan? Do they want to put Moana in the front, and then you follow a path, and Zootopia's all the way back there? It's like,
I don't know.
what is their plan? Because they're like, hey, Zootopia, Moana, eh, eh, and the crowd loved it. I like every idea they said. I liked it. I don't think there was an idea that they said that I went, I don't like that at all. Now Zootopia fitting Animal Kingdom, eh. But Zootopia Land somewhere, I'm down. I'm down if they put it like Hollywood Studios. I think that's the only other park it could fit at. Put it at Hollywood Studios. Moana at Animal Kingdom, sure, fits with nature, fits with animals. Go for it. You could have like a whole water section of the park where you have more water animals. And great. But then they're like, hey, so here's the guy who did New Tomorrowland, which people, I guess Disney World fans aren't big fans of New Tomorrowland.
Okay, that's
When
weird.
when I went there, it's fantastic. Like it's such a huge expansion, but there's just a lot of nothing.
Hmm.
Like there's huge landscapes. You can see Beast's Castle in the back. You can go through the aerial queue and there's the aerial ride. But there's a lot of large pieces of land that are just taken up with just decor
Okay.
and not really anything. But otherwise, I think all the new Tomorrowland or new Fantasyland stuff is cool. I like it. So when they're like, "Hey, you did new Fantasyland, show us what you have," and then they're like, "Yeah, behind Big Thunder Mountain," and I'm like, "Okay, I know where their Big Thunder Mountain is." Like, so you know how for us, Big Thunder is on. So there's like Main Street, and then there's Big Thunder, and then there's the river, and then on the other side there's Splash and Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So theirs goes nothing, the river, Splash, Big Thunder.
Okay.
So like after Big Thunder, there's nothing. Like, that's just a dead end of the park. So they want to go beyond that. Like I like the idea
Hmm.
of them going behind that because there's a lot of land at Disney World.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, Coco, if they did a Coco ride, cool. I'm
Hmm.
down. Encanto ride, hell yeah, do something. I think that's great. And they're like, hey, like we want to talk about Villains Land. They're like, we know it's an idea you guys love, and it's always been there in the back of our head. So here's a concept of just how it might be placed. We have no idea of what ride would go there. We just know you guys want Villains Land. It's like, oh, okay, that's awesome. But it's just there's nothing to it. It's like
Yeah.
if you're gonna do a Coco, if you're gonna do a Coco ride, put it in Epcot at the Mexican Pavilion, at the Mexico Pavilion. Just expand that part of Epcot. Like take the Encanto part and put it behind Big Thunder and expand and make that little like make a South American section. I think that'd be cool. But it's like maybe even the villains part. Put the villains there. But maybe they just need to make another park.
Hmm.
I
It
don't.
seems like they're just trying to squeeze a lot in the area that's already there, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's weird that you'd put the villain land not near Fantasyland. Unless it is, and I'm wrong.
It kind of would be how everything wraps. It would kind of like back end connect to Fantasyland.
Okay, then that would make
From what
sense.
I've seen, like from like people guessing how the layout would be.
Okay, because the thing about the villain land is it has to tie back to Fantasyland. Those characters have to interact in some way because they're the villains of the mostly Fantasyland characters. So in some way they got to interact. That's the one thing that I'm like, if they do a villain land, which would be amazing, would they just have the villains in there and never go into Fantasyland, or would they? I don't know. I think they could do a lot there. To me, it just seems like they're just trying to squeeze stuff where they can. It makes, I mean, they have so much land. I don't know what they could use and what they can't use and all that. But from my understanding, Disney World they can keep expanding for days, and they wouldn't run out of land.
They have a lot to work with there.
Yeah.
It's just I think they're adding stuff to the wrong parks. Like
Okay.
I know this is all blue sky, so like none of this. Even though Josh is like, hey, some of this is probably gonna come to reality. It's like that's great, but I think what they showed us, we're only either getting Moana or Zootopia. It's gonna be one of the two, and then at Magic Kingdom, it's going to be Encanto or Coco, and I don't think Villains Land is happening at all. I
Yeah.
truly I think with what they did was they were just gauging people's excitement for these projects, seeing which ones were gonna get talked about more on Twitter. They wanted to
Hmm.
see what's gonna get talked about the most, and then they will take that and be like, okay, run with that, do
Yeah.
this. Like, let's just see the social media reaction. But sorry, the when I was at the park, I realized it didn't have much to do is Hollywood Studios. So if any park's gonna get some sort of expansion, I think it needs to be Hollywood Studios. It's just it feels like that park's getting ignored. They're saying stuff about Epcot and they're like, "Oh, you're getting a Figment meet and greet, guys. That's great." Animal Kingdom, but it's like they're focusing on Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, which is great. But it's just open. I don't know. Good ideas, but just eh. It's just dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just that portion of the panel felt very awkward as a viewer because it felt like it was just in their little circle, just like spitballing ideas like, well, what if we did this? It felt like just a big what if, where there's no confirmation of whether or not this will happen. It's just like, yeah, these are what we're thinking of. Now, I will say, just hearing those makes me a little jealous, being from, the Disneyland area, I guess you could say, being a Disneyland native. I'm jealous because I looked at our map. To the left of us, we got roads. To the right of us, we got freeways. We got nothing. We got maybe 3 parking lots to work with. Disney World, they got so much land, it just sounds like. So I'm like, I'd love a Coco ride. In Kanto, I'd love a ride. Villains Land, I'd love something like that, but we'll never get it. But if they want to do it over there and they have the space, do it. Just make sure it's done right and in the right spots.
Hopefully, it doesn't take 50 years to do it all.
Yeah.
Because I gotta say, one thing I'm surprised they didn't talk about was Disneyland Forward.
Mm,
You know how they're like, oh, we're gonna go into those parking lots and take over that entire back section and
mhm.
expand California Adventure and Disneyland back, and we will also expand downtown Disney. So it'll be like there'll be like another hub with two connecting areas, and there'll be new lands and everything.
Yeah.
Nothing. No.
I think
No.
there's just a lot of things that they can't tell because I don't think they have the city's permission
Yeah.
yet.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know if they even got the green light from Anaheim to be like, go for it.
Yeah, I really don't think so. I think that was just an idea
Yeah.
that they are very much hoping to do because they got to expand the park somehow because it's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy, just crowded there. And it
I
just feels like there's no room, unfortunately.
I wonder if that's the thing with Disneyland for them. they're like, okay, let's put money into California Adventure, but maybe we should keep the budget from all this stuff just in case we can go and do Disneyland forward and push the parks back, build new lands, do that stuff. Like I
Maybe.
wonder if that's what's happening. Is there like, well, there's a chance that we're able to do this. Maybe we should just hold off and keep that money for when we're able to do that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because with Disneyland, it's all about maximizing the space you have because the city built around Disneyland. Where Disney World, they were smart about how they
They're
went and
their
did it.
own city.
They're their own city. They were smart about how they did it because Walt never knew that it would be this big, and I don't think anyone knew. So they have very little room. That's why rides like Matterhorn will probably always be there, even though it's deteriorating, just because of the safety regulations now, and just things they can't do that they were able to do. Same with like Mr. Toad and Alice. I don't think those rides are ever going away because they're trying to use as much space. So Disneyland's like just in this awkward spot where it's like they could build where they have land, but they can't really go anywhere past what they own right now.
It sucks. It's like they trap themselves in a box and they can't
Yeah,
get out of the box. But they don't
yeah,
even know how to work within the box.
yeah. Because I don't know, they're such in a hard spot. That's why it's like when I hear about Disney World, I get jealous because I'm just like, damn, they got all that land where we're over here struggling to build anywhere we could.
Wasn't it wasn't it in that like Imagineering story that we talked about that there's a shot of Joe Rody grabbing Interventions and picking it up and looking at Tomorrowland without Interventions just to see like what if we just took this giant building out and we could just play with that area.
Yeah,
And then he left Disney. So it's like I'm pretty sure they put him on that project, said go for it, and went, No, we're not gonna do that. Just move on. But it's like there has to be someone out there who's going to get into Imagineering, who's going to know exactly what to do with Tomorrowland. Because I think that's the land that needs the most focus out of any of the lands at Disneyland right now. It is Tomorrowland. I don't think we need any more lands or rides in Fantasyland right now. I mean, yeah, they're working on Toontown, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be another 10 years before we finally hear something about Tomorrowland.
yeah. They're in a super awkward spot, and they don't have the guy. Disney, this is my one-time offer. You have the guy right here. If you're listening, DM me. I got you. I have it all laid out. I know what to do with the damn park. I know what to do. You need someone like me. But what can I say?
Yep, Matt, you just gotta become part of Imagineering.
I
You gotta
still plan
take
on making
over.
a video of what I would do as Disneyland if I was in charge, space-wise. But that's for another day, another conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's disappointing that we only got Splash, Avengers, and Big Hero 6. And the
Yeah.
nighttime shows. Oh, look, we're getting nighttime shows back.
I mean, if you enjoy those, you probably got something exciting out of that. But that's just not my thing. I like the fireworks shows, I do. But I'm looking for, ways they can improve attractions and other things other than the shows and parades.
Because the shows are great.
Oh yeah,
Like, I'll sit down to try and watch any of these shows just once, just to experience it. But it's like there's so much to these parks to just explore during the day where it's like I feel like if I just stop and do that, I don't have time to do anything else.
mhm,
Yeah, I just focus sitting there for like what 30 minutes to watch the parade. It's like great. But it's like
yeah,
who I know a lot of people are so happy that their was it Magic Happens or something is the
yeah,
parade. Yeah, so I know people love that show, so glad they're bringing it back. I know it was the best decision for them to do, but Yeah, I gotta say the parks panel was a big nothing burger.
I don't know. It started off hot, really hot. I enjoyed what we were seeing, and then it just really halted, and then we got really nothing. Nothing to be like super excited about. So, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully, going forward, we hear some more stuff about what's happening with rethemes and what's coming in the future. But as of now, I'm just like, okay,
We'll hear something at some point. Like like I said, I thought the panel overall was very entertaining. I liked everything they talked about. It's just nothing was concrete.
hmm
We didn't get, like I was saying with Avengers, we didn't get a release date. We didn't get a timeline. There was nothing. Okay, we're getting Big Hero 6. Nothing. Like they didn't even say, "Oh, we expect to open this in 2025." No, just it's coming. All this is coming at some point. And that's my worry is it's going to take us 10 years to get those two things. Now maybe in their priorities order, their priority right now is Tiana and Runaway Railway. When those are done, they will switch over to Avengers and Big Hero 6 and start working on those. But
yeah,
it's like Tiana's going to be 2 years. So I don't know what the next plan is for Disneyland, but we'll find out the next D23, which is in 2 years, which things should be changed by then. So hopefully we'll hear new stuff that's actually concrete and will be happening at the park.
yeah, yeah.
Because, yeah. So that was the parks panel. Shall we move on to the movies and shows?
I guess we got to.
We gotta. So, do you want to start with Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, Avatar? Because there was nothing else for Fox. It was Avatar.
Avatar. Let's start with Disney. They revealed a lot of Disney movies.
It,
Um, so many that I could barely remember what they even really talked about. I mean, I have it up right now. Disenchanted, Peter Pan and Wendy, Hocus Pocus 2. Um, God, Inside Out 2, a Mufasa movie. I mean, there was so much to just wrap my head around where I'm like, okay, that's coming. That's definitely coming. So, yeah, I mean, I guess to start with Disenchanted and Hocus Pocus 2 because those are coming, I think, the soonest.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm excited for Disenchanted. I thought it looked like a lot of fun. Um,
Disenchanted, I think, out of Hocus Pocus, and that is my more anticipated because
mhm.
it looks so much fun.
Yeah, it looks very fun. It looks true to the original. Hocus Pocus 2, all right. It just seems like more of like I wouldn't say a cash grab, but just something to bring the viewers in, maybe to have a fun time. I just don't feel super strongly or one way about it.
I think all Hocus Pocus 2 is, hey, this movie we made years ago is a huge cult classic now. Let's just bring it back for another round while we can
Yeah.
with the original cast to just do another thing for the fans. That's truly what it feels like. Hey, let's make another one for the fans.
Mm.
And I know so many people love Hocus Pocus. Like I remember years ago it was like people would talk about Hocus Pocus, but like it's a thing now. Like all these Halloween stores you walk into, oh, there's Hocus Pocus merch. Oh, Hocus Pocus this, Hocus Pocus that. So it's they're Disney's trying to make it Nightmare Before Christmas level right now, and I'd say it's working. So, I, I mean, I personally I didn't watch the trailer for Hocus Pocus 2 because I think I'm just gonna watch it without like looking into it at all
Yeah.
because I just one I'm interested in it, but it's not like top of the list. Like I need to watch this immediately.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. didn't feel too much or anything about it. But
Mm,
I'm not the biggest fan of the original movie. I don't feel as strongly as other people do. So I mean, for me, it's a if I decide to turn it on, I'll watch it.
yeah. Oh, and then,
Um,
were you expecting Inside Out 2?
I mean, they were talking about it on Twitter. I was just like, yeah. I mean, who knows? No, I guess. Again, I wasn't huge on the first one. I know a lot of people love the first one. Wasn't my favorite Pixar movie. It's about it's middle tier for me. I think this one could be a lot more interesting. I think it could be like the Toy Story 3 of the two, where it's like we follow someone closer to our age, an older Riley. So in that respect, it could be super interesting. But just going off the first one, I'm like, okay. I mean, it's probably going to be great. It's Pixar, but not super big about it, I guess.
I think it's so weird because I swore they had just told us a couple years ago they are done making sequels after Finding Dory or whatever. Being like, we're not gonna do sequels for our films for a while. Like, it's gonna be a minute. Like, we're gonna focus on originals. And maybe it has been a minute and we just don't realize it. But Inside Out 2, when when it was being talked about earlier that day, I was like, okay, yeah, I like it. But then Amy Poehler comes out on stage, is like, yeah, it's gonna be Riley as a teenager going through her emotions, and she said there's gonna be new emotions, and I'm like, okay, well, that's, I mean, it makes sense.
Wait, so she already said it's not based on like it's a teenage Riley?
Yeah, it's teenage Riley,
Oh,
which I
did
feel
not
like
hear
she
that.
was already like a pre-teen. She was like 12 or something in the
I don't
first one,
remember. Yeah, I thought it
so
was gonna
it's
be a
like
little bit older. Never
you would
mind
think
then.
so. So maybe she'll be like 17 or
Okay,
something.
disregard what I said. I thought it was gonna be like maybe like college, going
Well,
into college. I don't
that's what
know.
I was thinking because like no one talks about this stuff. So I went and like found the clip of Amy Poehler announcing and like talking about it on stage, and she's like, "Yep, we're gonna be in teenage Riley's head, and there's gonna be new emotions that they have to deal with."
I guess that makes sense.
I'm
Where the
like, okay,
story, where the first one left off.
yeah,
Okay, that I mean that works. I mean maybe it'll be good. Who knows? I just thought they
I
were
think
going a
so.
little older, but hey,
I
we'll
mean,
find out.
yeah, I like the idea of it. I
Yeah.
I think I like Inside Out more than you do.
Mm.
It's definitely, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like where I would put it for Pixar. Me, it's probably like mid tier like Pixar film.
Hmm.
Definitely like not one of like the best, but it has moments that I remember watching and being like, this is good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's definitely one that I've put on a couple times just to have on in the background because it's just good. Just a
Hmm.
fun film until Bing Bong dies, but you know, it's fine. Just a lot of heartbreak, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, at least they're doing that. Did they show anything for Peter Pan and Wendy, or
They
Peter
showed
and Wendy?
he gave us the poster.
I saw the poster.
Jude Law's in it, I think. Um,
Let's see what
maybe I'm
else.
wrong. Is he Captain Hook? I don't know.
He is Captain Hook, so that's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be cool. I mean, okay. This is basically a live action Peter Pan, right?
Yep.
We got a lot of live action news. Little Mermaid. We saw a clip of that, which we'll go into.
Yeah. We'll talk about Little
Mufasa,
Mermaid.
Mufasa,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Pan and Wendy. It's just like I feel like it's gonna be on the route of maybe like a Beauty and the Beast Cinderella, where it's good. I think it could be good. I think it'd be one of the better remakes or whatever you want to call it. I still don't think it's gonna be great. Again, hopefully I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't think these remakes are too good. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be as good as the original, and I think it'll just be an all right remake.
See, I feel like it being called Peter Pan and Wendy might mean it. There's a little bit more to the film than just the
Yeah,
original story that it was based on.
yeah, it suggests something new is coming.
But After Pinocchio, dude, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't. I just don't know what to feel about this.
Yeah, Pinocchio, it's like it didn't do anything close to the original. I mean, in no way did it come close. It didn't have the charm. It didn't add anything new that was enticing in any way or enrich the story. It just fell flat. And it's like a lot of these remakes just fall flat. I think there's a good few that you could say, okay, these are pretty good for remakes. These are almost great. But a lot of them are just like, why would I watch a remake when I have the original? And that's where it's just like, I don't know. I think the one interesting one is Mufasa because it's an original story and Barry Jenkins, Moonlight director. If you haven't seen Moonlight, one of the top 50 films of all time. It's an incredible film. So knowing his work, I think it could be very good. But again, it's that live action CGI stuff. So there, it kind of scares me. But it didn't look terrible in The Lion King. So I think that one could be a pretty good one, just knowing who's behind it. But again, who knows? Little Mermaid 2 is just.
I gotta say, like, I remember when they announced. Is her name Hallie?
Mhm.
When they announced her as Ariel, I'm like, I don't see it. Not yet. I was like, once she's in like the costume and everything, like that will be the true moment whether she can be Ariel or not. She is fucking phenomenal. And that
Mhm.
little clip, just the little portion that they played of part of your world, and that teaser. Oh my god. Oh my god. And this shit's getting she's getting so much hate over it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think out of the trailer, she was definitely the standout. Definitely the thing that should excite you about the film.
Yeah.
My worry is the CGI sea creatures.
Yeah.
But I think it was a lose-lose situation no matter which way you go. If you make them look cartoony in a way, people are going to complain. You make them look realistic, people are going to complain. It's going to look weird no matter which route you do.
Yeah.
I think it looks a little strange, but I think if she does good and we focus on her, I think it could be pretty good. I mean, she I know people are like, "Oh, the hair's too orange." I think it looked fine. I
It
think she
looks
looked
fine.
fine. She looked like a great Ariel. I think it's going to be a great adaptation. I'm excited to see what they do, but just knowing it's a remake scares me, pushes me away a little bit. Um, but again, with the ones that were announced, hopefully they're just on that better level in terms of remake.
Did you see the clip? Maybe I sent it to you, but like the footage of the entire part of your world
Oh, it would.
song?
Yeah, she was great. I mean, it
Dude,
sounded great. I mean, the music's gonna be fantastic for that. And visually, there were some nice shots with her hands sticking up, and you see the reflection of the sun on the water. I mean, there were some great shots. For me, it just comes down to the animals and sea creatures and all that stuff. But
I just wonder if it's going to be a shot for shot remake or not. Like, are they going to go the route of Beauty and the Beast, where it's basically shot for shot and they add a couple new things? Or is it going to be like Cinderella or Maleficent, where they kind of change it up a bit and go in a new direction?
I don't think it'll be Maleficent level. I think it'll probably be closer to Beauty and the Beast.
Where it's like
But
a new song here and there, but
yeah, new stuff.
basically shot for
It's
shot.
gonna look. Yeah, they're gonna try to make it look, different but same. I really don't know what direction. It just seems like that's the way they're going. Um, I don't know. I really can't say any more about these remakes other than I hope they're good. I know they won't be better than the original, and that's something I just gotta think going in, and I know going in that they won't capture that same charm and magic than the originals. But hopefully they'll at least be decent, unlike Pinocchio and whatever other trash remakes they've made.
Mulan. I
Mulan.
forgot about Mulan.
uh,
I liked Mulan. I know a lot of people didn't like Mulan. I thought it was good for an adaptation of a Disney story, but yeah, I don't know, man. These like direct to Disney Plus ones lately have just not been good. I mean, I thought Lady and the Tramp was fun. What was the other one? I guess it was just Pinocchio. Pinocchio was just eh. It was just
Okay.
eh. I don't know what else to say about it. It was just eh. So like Snow White. You got the girl from West Side Story, right?
Yeah,
You got her as Snow White. Perfect. You got Gal Gadot
Evil
as
Queen.
the evil queen.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Like the casting is good. It's just how it is done.
Hmm.
And
And
that's the
I remember we talked
worries.
about this, and this is the one that I don't think they could mess up. I think it'd
They're
be extremely hard to mess up Snow White because the story is so simplistic. It is the most simple story. And they can do so much around it as long as they don't add some weird stuff or anything weird. They can add so many great things to the story to make it that much better and also stay true to the original and keep that legacy alive. Where it's like I don't know how they should mess it up, but they probably will mess it up. So,
I mean, all they have to do with this damn movie is add little story beats here and there, fluff it out a bit,
mhm.
and make it feel like a full-fledged film.
Yeah, I mean, they can even dive deeper into these characters. I mean, it was pretty straightforward, the original. I mean, you didn't know anything about the prince. You didn't know much about the evil queen, rather than she just wanted, to be the fairest of them all. So you could add so many different character elements and characteristics and all that to the story. It's just do it right. That's the thing. Don't do it like Pinocchio, where it's like you made weird changes that didn't work and just took you out of it. Like Monstro being a sea monster made zero sense. So it's just stay true to the
It's
original, but add
creative.
stuff to enrich the story and all that. So I don't know. I really don't know. Casting great. Other than that, just don't mess up the remakes.
I mean, I thought Tom Hanks would have been a great Geppetto, and
Hmm.
it was like, okay, my worry with Little Mermaid is they're gonna play it like Pinocchio, where they play into the whimsy and like it's just fantasy. Like nothing in this is supposed to feel real at all. And like you're saying with the sea creatures, I'm pretty sure the reason the sea creatures aren't landing with you and why they don't look real is because they need to be animated. Because if Flounder's the only thing that's like truly animated out of all the animals, even like Sebastian, they're gonna stand out weird from the other sea creatures. But it also puts them in this weird uncanny valley for you where it's like that those turtles just don't look right.
Yeah, we'll wait till they start talking.
Yeah. That's the
Um,
thing. They're gonna start talking, so
yeah.
it's
I
gonna be.
almost think that with these remakes, I mean, they're gonna get backlash no matter what they do. I just kind of think maybe they just go down the Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent route, where it's like, okay, similar story, but big
With a
changes
twist.
as well. Yeah, big
Yeah,
twist changes that weren't in the original that make you go, okay, this is fresh. They got a lot of backlash with those two, I believe.
but
They
it's
made
like
sequels too of those two.
that. What that? Uh, Alice in Wonderland, Maleficent, too good. They're both. I think the first Maleficent's good.
Mhm.
I don't know about the second one. I didn't really like the second one. Cruella. I watched Cruella not too long ago. That was good. That was a good live action remake. That caught me by surprise.
Mhm.
So it's like they do good when they make new material with it. The issue is when they don't change anything. Because they are like, this is a grail item. We cannot mess with the grail. We have to copy it piece by piece and make it original. But the better option is just to mess with it and do something new.
Yeah,
Because yeah, you're right. It's a lose lose. They're never going to win with these. So just
yeah,
introduce the new kids to these IP and then we can go back and watch the original.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say on remakes. I mean, they are what they are. They're gonna keep coming because they make money. People go see them, so you know, it is what it is.
And then jumping over to Pixar, we got that new Elemental movie coming, which is about like that water guy and that fire girl. That's a cool concept.
Cool concept.
Very
I
cool.
mean, Pixar, sometimes you look at the concept and go, huh, you're making a movie on that? And it turns out to be a tearjerker. So, I mean, I trust them.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like this guy and this girl are gonna fall in love, but they realize they can't truly be together because one's water and one's fire, and they hurt each other. But they're gonna find out the way to live together and make their relationship work. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it'll be good.
It's like cool.
Pixar, I don't doubt their movies are good, are going to be bad, or they'll be good.
It's like okay, that one's cool, but they also have this other one called Elio. Elio? It's a boy who finds himself transported across the galaxy and mistaken for an intergalactic ambassador for our planet Earth.
It feels like that movie, what's it called? Planet 51?
Oh yeah, the one where it's the astronaut on the alien planet.
It just, that's what I thought of right away. Yeah, with The Rock. And,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, I like the little creature designs they have in this concept art.
The art looks cool. It does.
And it's like this movie comes out spring 2024. I like the idea.
Hmm.
I gotta say, I don't know if I like that Pixar's going for like this. I was gonna say Steven Universe art style, but they've been using it a lot lately with like Turning Red or Luca. And it looks like they're doing it also here with Elio. The that like Steven Universe like look.
Yeah. They're taking a lot of risks as of lately with their art style, which
I like it. I
it
mean,
doesn't,
that's
I don't think
good.
it's bad in any way.
No,
Um,
you gotta change up the art style at some point. But it's
yeah, I
like,
mean, I think we're all nostalgic for like the cars and the Toy Story and all that. Now how that looked, but it's like we're getting new stuff. Now they're doing more humans
yeah,
compared to just like objects and all that. So I think it looks fine.
yeah. I just wanna. I don't know that it's an interesting concept. But I had someone say the other day, like, is Pixar making stuff that feels classic anymore? And I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
you
it's
could. I don't think you could determine that until a certain point. Like
yeah.
how, I think you got to give it a good 10 years to
Like
be
in
like,
10 years, are we gonna look back and be like, oh yeah, Turning Red or Luca? I
yeah,
think that's gonna be the big thing. But I feel like Coco has already become a classic. That's the only
hmm,
thing. Coco's only what 4 years old?
it's like five. It came out in 2017.
Okay, 5. So like
So
I don't know. It's just like it feels like some just cling on to people better. And I don't know if it's the people who are directing it. I don't know if it's the team that's just working on it or I don't know. I think it's just we're finding these new creators in Pixar and they're taking risks with these stories. So I mean I like everything we've been getting so far. The only thing that's missed for me was Good Dinosaur.
yeah,
But
I think the hard thing with Pixar is you look at their slate, you look at what they've done, and you go hit, 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 classic, 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 and then they get the miss in there. It starts to worry people. So I don't know. I don't know. I think time will tell how, these films are
yeah.
perceived so many years later. I mean, Soul, Luca, Onward, there are three of so many that came out recently that I love. I enjoyed all those for different reasons, and I think they're all great. Will I see them as classics down the road? Possibly. I mean, I can see myself going back and watching Soul again
Yeah.
or Onward, maybe because it's like Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty great.
Yeah. I think I think that that's just the big thing. What's gonna stick with us in years? Like what's gonna just be like, oh yeah, can't go wrong watching Soul or Onward, because I just don't feel like anyone talks about Onward now.
No, no, it's kind of weird. It got like kind of like the brave. I wouldn't say brave treatment because that one is just looked upon badly. I think it's like pushed to the shadows where it's like, oh yeah, that's a Pixar movie that exists.
I feel like COVID kind of messed that movie up too, because it never
Hmm.
truly got its theatrical go. I mean, I guess neither did Turning Red, but I don't know. I hope the best for Pixar with what they do because I've liked everything so far. I loved Lightyear. I know a lot of people didn't. I think that was one of my top two movies of the year so far. Not gonna lie, which is so weird. Like I saw that in Top Gun back to back, and I went, "Damn, 10 out of 10 movies in a row." That went online. People just did not like Lightyear. I'm like,
I
"Damn,
guess
I
I'm
must like
in
shitty
that
films."
boat. I didn't think it was terrible, but I'm just like, I don't think it was the best. I like when
Yeah,
I remember we sat down for the podcast when we heard the announcement for Lightyear. I'm just like, that's gonna be awesome. And I guess I expected a little bit more. I don't
mm-hmm.
know. I feel like they said something different in Toy Story 2, and I expected that, and I don't know. For me, wasn't my favorite. Now, was it bad? No, it's not bad, but I don't know.
It's just not one of the best. It honestly, I haven't even watched it again.
Yeah, so I mean, it's on
It's
Disney
like
Plus now, so
yeah, maybe I'll watch it at some point, but it's I don't know. Even though I loved it so much, I haven't gone back to watch it again. So maybe that shows how much I truly love it.
yeah, I feel like the last film they kind of talked about, unless I'm missing a few, is
They
The Wish.
yeah, they talked about that like strange world movie that they're doing,
Oh, I don't
which
want to talk
looks
about that.
fun. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, just quick thing. What do you think about that?
I'm
Nothing
probably
about
gonna
it.
stay away.
Nothing about it has hooked me. Nothing.
No, I either they haven't done a good job, telling us what it's about, or I mean, I just don't know how to feel. I really don't because it just feels so out of like left field. It doesn't feel like Disney at all,
No, it doesn't. It
which
doesn't.
makes me question why. Um, Mostly, I think Encanto is kind of the last big Disney film.
I think that was the last one, right? Last
Yeah,
Disney animated one.
yeah. So coming off that, I'm like, okay, this is weird. It's just a weird transition where it's like I could see it flopping. I could see it being good, but I just don't think it's going to do good in the box office.
I don't think it's gonna do well at all. I haven't
No.
heard any buzz from anyone about it.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Encanto was I didn't like the marketing for Encanto at all. I didn't think the marketing looked good. It looked fun,
Yeah.
but nothing about it made me go, "Oh, I need to go watch this right now." Like I
Yeah.
need to go sit down and watch this. And I did. I went and watched that opening weekend, and that was fantastic. I
I love
love that
Encanto.
film. I love that film so much.
Beautiful. Yeah, that I mean, if the marketing was better, I probably would have gone and seen it at the theaters. I waited for Disney Plus because I didn't know. I didn't know how to feel. Loved it.
And
Loved it.
that's what I'm hoping happens with Strange World.
Hmm.
But I have no hope for it.
I don't even know when it comes out,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
It comes
I,
out in November, so I guess we'll see in 2 months what people think about it.
yeah, it's so awkward, so just weird.
Watch, the marketing is gonna ramp up next week, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, that's what the movie's about."
Probably, it
But
probably will.
it'll just, I don't know. I'll watch it at some point.
Hmm.
It's just not on my list right now.
Yeah. So this Wish movie.
Yep.
So it's about the
Looks.
star.
It's about the star. It's about the star that everyone has wished on in every Disney film to this point.
Interesting idea. Very interesting. Are they just scraping at the end of the barrel? I don't know.
I think it's a very creative idea.
I do too, but it just feels. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right now.
Really. Like, for me, when. I mean, they basically were talking about the entire expo. Disney's 100th. Disney 100. Like, this is it. This is. Next year's Disney's 100th year.
Yeah,
Wish, when they announced Wish, made so much sense to me. Like
it does.
right when they showed the title, I went, "Oh my god, it's about the star."
Yeah, and it makes sense. I just feel very conflicted about it right now because like it's so interesting. So just never what I expected. And I think it could be incredible. I think it could be incredible because like such an interesting concept, a star that we've seen in so many Disney movies, but also at the same time, like what? The star. So I just need to see more. Definitely need to hear more. And I mean, I know it's quite a while away.
It's next November.
Yeah, so we've got a
We got
little
about a
over a
year.
year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't expect to know anything about it, but interesting idea. Very conflicted on how I should feel about it as of now.
I mean, I liked when they were talking about it. And there's been very conflicting. Everyone was live tweeting the event. So people were saying very different things about this movie. One thing I heard is that this movie is basically like this this story is about the entire Disney animated universe. Like it talks about all the stories in this film, which is weird. I'm like that doesn't make sense. But if it is, I'm like that's a perfect way to celebrate Disney's 100th by
That's what,
traveling through all the films.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's interesting, weird, but makes sense with the time.
But
If I don't know, if it's coming out at the 100th year, it makes a lot of sense. But
it's
it's
like
just
also you hear like the other thing I heard is this is the origin of the star. This is
yeah,
the origin of that star. It's like okay, cool. I like that. But I want a clear description of this movie from Disney, or I just need to see when this marketing starts because I want to know what this movie's about
yeah, because
because it's just
I'm okay. Where what movies was the star in?
Pinocchio,
Hmm.
Snow White, Cinderella.
That's what I mean. I because there's trying to like pin it at one specific star, and I'm always thinking back to Pinocchio because wish upon a star. So is this star in every single movie? Okay, cool. It just right now it's just a weird concept and interesting, very interesting because I think it does fit with the 100th and all that. And I think When You Wish Upon a Star has such a deep legacy for Disney and it really captures what it's all about. But at the same time, I just don't know yet. I really don't.
I gotta say, if they had announced for Disney's 100th film that they were going to do like the Disney princesses from Wreck It Ralph as like a team up film, that would have been cool. But that would have been very like, oh, like okay, like they're just doing a princess team up movie. This is so unique. It's out of left field. Didn't see it coming, and I cannot wait to see this movie.
Yeah.
I
I think it
just
has a lot of potential.
and they're saying that the art style it's like a watercolor animate 3D, so it's 3D animated but like with a watercolor art style.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dude, that's gonna be beautiful. Like, I don't know if you've seen that trailer for that Puss in Boots movie that's coming out, but that movie looks like it's painted. Like if you go look at that movie and like if you go see it on the big screen, and the trailer plays, it looks like each piece of Puss in Boots is painted.
Okay.
It looks like a painting, like from a storybook. It's insane. And then you got Into the Spider Verse where it has that like comic book style with like the frame rate and everything. I love it. So I love when they play with art style and knowing this is gonna have like that watercolor feel and it's oh my god, this movie could be one beautiful, They also played the song from the movie. They had the main actress perform it.
I heard it.
Love it.
It's good. It's good.
So screw Strange New or Strange World. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
on my radar.
it's like now the more I'm thinking about it and talking about it, a little more I'm getting like very interested, excited. Um, because I think they can maybe they go through the lens of the star. You go through the origin, then you go through the lens, and you see, maybe Pinocchio after the original film, Snow White after the original film, and see how, because of this star, if it wasn't Snow White, which I don't think so, how it changed lives or what, I don't know. I think it can go down memory lane. I do wish it went 2D animated just to, go back to its roots with the first feature film, go back to that 2D animation, which is something, if you've watched our podcast, is something I wanted for a long time to go back to that. But, you know, I don't know. I'm getting more interested now. I'll say that.
It's a very interesting film. So very glad we can look forward to this now. Okay, so Marvel time. Unless you want to do Star Wars first. You want to do Star Wars
I
first?
mean, there wasn't much, so yeah, let's do Star Wars. Indiana Jones 5, Lucasfilm.
Oh yeah,
Harrison Ford seems very emotional about this. Rightfully so. This is his character.
this was the
This is
most
it.
emotion I've seen him talk when he was talking about anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is the last time he'll play this character, which I thought it was Crystal Skull or whatever. I'm glad he's coming back for one more. It sounds like this one's going to be incredible. It sounds like it's going to be one hell of a journey to end it off. And it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I heard the score piece that John Williams played, and I thought it sounded pretty great. I'm excited for it. I think they're going to go back to kind of the roots of Indiana Jones. They tried to go alien and kind of CGI heavy and futuristic with number four, which I thought was a huge miss. It didn't work for me, so I'm glad they're kind of wrapping it up nicely, hopefully nicely, with what sounds like to be a great film.
I I haven't listened to the John Williams score or anything, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this when it drops cuz I didn't go see Crystal Skull on the big screen when that came out, but I mean, just seeing Indiana Jones silver screen final film with Harrison Ford is going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
And knowing it's his final film as Indy is going to probably be very sad to watch too, being like, oh, this is his swan song as Indy. So I don't know. It sounds like people from the footage that was showed loved it so much and said it was just so much fun and it was fantastic and really caught that like original Indiana Jones feel. So, hey, if they're doing it, that's amazing. I'm excited for whatever the heck they're going to do next. I mean, hey, maybe this is the last Indiana Jones we'll ever get.
yeah,
But if it is, I'm glad we got one last film with Harrison.
yep, yep. Um, as for the Star Wars stuff, we got the new show coming out, Tales of a Jedi. Is that what it's called?
Tales of the Jedi, yeah.
Something like that. It looks good. It actually looks really good. Young Dooku, Ahsoka's origins. It looks really good. No complaints there. Skeleton Crew. I guess there was something about that.
I think they just talked about it.
I mean, can't say much.
Mm-mm.
Don't know what they said. Andor, it's coming out soon. I mean,
Yeah.
gonna be good. It looks really good. Um, I
Mando
don't
season
know.
3 trailer.
Oh, that did happen. I mean, I saw the leak trailer from a couple months ago. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great. We know it is.
it's Mandalorian. They did say that they changed showrunners.
Did they now?
So that worries me a bit. But otherwise, it's Mandalorian, so I have hope.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
I
like
can't say much. I mean, I think it's gonna be great. The trailer just made it look to be epic and bigger than the other two in every way. So um, that's gonna be exciting. That it for Star
I
Wars? I
think
mean,
that's it for Star Wars.
I can't think of anything
I
else.
don't think they announced anything else for Star Wars. They talked
Maybe
about Willow.
Willow
I
didn't.
saw a quick clip of Willow, the trailer they showed. Dude, that it looks good. Like, first of all, I didn't realize it was gonna be a series. I thought it was gonna be a movie.
I thought it was too.
No,
Interesting.
it's a series, and dude,
Hmm.
that little clip that I saw of the trailer, like I don't want to watch the full trailer. It looks good, like
Okay.
it really does, and I'm like, okay, I I might have to check that out now because it caught me off guard. I didn't think that a 2 second clip of a trailer would make me go, I want to watch that. And it was just like I was scrolling through TikTok and it played. And I was like, what was that? Oh, it was Willow. Okay, I actually might want to check that out.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Um.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Marvel time
Oh God, it's Marvel time.
is Marvel time. So they opened up with Rogers the musical, a nice, beautiful performance, which
I wish I
kind
was there. I'll say that.
I want to see that live. I kind of thought maybe they were gonna announce that it was gonna take over the El Capitan Theater.
I thought so too. I really
Like
thought.
I truly thought that's what that was leading up to, but no, nope, nothing for Disneyland. But then we got that Werewolf by Night trailer. Dude, so I know we've been talking about this for a while. I've told you it's been happening, and I remember like a week ago, you're like, "Is it happening?" I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's still happening. I'm like, it's gonna get announced at some point. It's supposed to come out this October. I didn't realize it's supposed to be the first week of October. like,
Coming. It's coming.
the cast during the little interview they did after was like, it's a lot scarier than you think it's gonna be, and I'm like, really? Because it looks like a fun, cheesy, Universal monster movie,
It does.
and I love it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved everything from that trailer. The black and white. Once I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I'm in for a ride." It feels so different from the, Marvel movies we have now, kind of like the model they're going off of. It feels so different, and just from what I saw in that trailer, I'm excited. I think that was the thing that got me most excited from that panel.
Yeah. No, it definitely was. I I like the whole the new Marvel Studios special presentation.
Yeah, it looks so cool. It kind of looked like the oh my god, I'm blanking. Thor's hammer. Why am I blanking on the name? This is bad.
Mjolnir?
Yeah, like the rainbow, whatever.
Yeah, the Bifrost.
Bifrost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I guess James Gunn even said that the Guardians holiday special is going to have the special presentation label on it too. So I'm
that's
like,
cool.
cool. Do more of these. Do more
Yeah,
special
please.
presentations. Do more stuff that's just out of the box and a little weird that you wouldn't just put on the big screen.
And it's like utilize Disney Plus because you have it. You could do so much with it.
Dude,
Keep using it.
I love how Werewolf by Night looks like it has so much practical effects.
Hmm.
Like seeing the werewolf in the cage and it's like real.
Yeah,
Like it was a real suit. It wasn't just CGI. And it's insane how it's just
it's
it,
always nice to go back to that because like everything is so CGI heavy. Where it's like you see a difference, you feel a difference when you're
there is
sitting
a
here. What?
it's huge.
Yeah, you there's a difference that is noticeable. It's like it's nice. It's very nice.
I love how they're marketing this though with like that just like classic black and white film with like even the film burning and tearing.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, it
oh,
just looks so promising, so cool, and
I
I'm
kind of
with it.
hope that's in it. You know, I kind of hope it's like a little detail that's in the movie while you're watching
Yeah.
it, where like the film will like skip a little bit or something.
Mhm.
to like throw you off. God, I mean, even this like poster they have, and it looks like it was folded and it was just like a pamphlet.
Yeah,
It's,
it looks so cool.
love it. It's like a murder mystery. Hell yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Um, and then I guess they announced your boy Don Cheeto. Armor Wars is still happening.
Yeah, the director said it a while ago. It's still
It's
happening.
still happening. It hasn't even filmed yet, which caught me
No,
off guard. I thought they would have filmed it already, but no, not filmed yet. The director of WandaVision is doing Fantastic Four now.
we learned about that. Yeah, I
That
mean,
was like in the trades like a week ago or
yeah,
so. So
good
it's
choice.
you know,
Solid choice. I like WandaVision enough where I'm like, okay, I think you could do something.
um, but it's like, yeah, anything else from the Marvel panel? Because I just scrolled through that and
Secret Invasion.
the Secret Invasion trailer, dude, that trailer,
It
like
looks
the
gritty. It looks gritty, violent.
it looks
It
so
looks,
suspenseful.
yeah, it looks like a great action thriller. I
It
mean,
remi- it honestly gives me feels of Winter Soldier. Like
definitely.
if this wasn't a Marvel movie, I would still go watch it because it's just it gives that vibe that it's just going to be so good.
Yeah, yeah. The trailer definitely excited me. I'm like, I'm in for this show.
It gets you so interested too, and it just opens with Nick Fury, like no eye patch, just looking just worn and tired. It's like, well, what's been going on with him? And it's like, oh, there's evil scrolls out there. Shapeshifters are just kind of taking over. Like even the scene where there's Talos in that restaurant, he grabs the guy by the shirt, and then all the people in the background turn into that guy. It's like, oh my god! It's like they're here.
It's crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
That that's definitely going to be a show, and it's cool because they showed that Don Cheadle's gonna be in it.
Yep.
Um, the guy from Black Panther's gonna be in it. The U.S.
Oh, yes, the guy from Lord of the Rings.
Ross Ross.
Yes.
I forget what his name. Because I always think of Ross from Hulk.
Hmm.
I think of General Ross, whatever his name is. Um, but yeah, he's in it. So it's like I also heard there's gonna be other MCU characters in it. So it's like who's been replaced as a scroll? Like who have the scrolls been impersonating? That's gonna be interesting to see. So I like that. I like that a lot. And then Ant Man.
Oh yeah.
They showed Ant Man stuff.
I
Did
mean,
you did you hear the like little description of what they showed at all?
all I know is it's completely different in tone from the first two.
So from the description of the trailer, Cassie is getting a signal from this device in the lab, and she was kind of messing with it while everyone was blipped. She's like, yeah, like I'm getting a reading on this, and Hank Pym's like, you need to turn that off right now. And then next thing they know, the device opens and sucks them all into the quantum realm, and like traps them there. And it was like Kang trying to pull them in, and Kang goes, "Hey, I have your daughter. You need to do a heist for me, or else you're not getting your daughter back." So like Ant-Man, so Scott, Janet, Hank, and what's the mom's name? Is it Janet? Yeah,
Yeah.
Janet, and then what's
The Wasp.
yeah, the Wasp. My God, it's blanket. I feel stupid now. I'm a fake Marvel fan.
It's late. It's
Take my
late, people.
badge. But like they have to do a heist, or else they won't get Cassie back, and they can't get out of the quantum realm. But supposedly, also, this film leads right into Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
So, is this gonna be the film where it's like everything's set up, and you know how time works differently in the quantum realm? They may pop out, and King Dynasty's already happening at the end of this film, and be like, "What just happened?" Or we're gonna see them at the end of this film in a sense of like they're stuck in the quantum realm again.
Yeah,
Because
going into this next phase, this might be my most anticipated Marvel movie. I mean, from what I've heard, from what I've seen from the leaked trailers, it looks very, very, very good. It looks great.
Kang is going to be a very scary villain,
Oh yeah.
and I am all here. I'm here for it. I cannot wait to see what Jonathan Majors does with this character. Because just hearing the line from the leaked trailer, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?" It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Kang is a dangerous motherfucker.
Yeah, like if you thought Thanos was bad, I feel like this is just gonna be like whoop up a notch.
This dude's like, oh, I just go through realities and kill people and conquer. Like, oh, have I killed you before? I don't remember. I've killed so many Avengers over my lifetime. It's like, oh, you are a big threat. You are a very big threat. So
Exciting.
so
Very
exciting.
exciting.
And then seeing this, just hearing about the Marvels a bit, hearing that it's gonna be a comedy, which I like that. I like that they're changing the tone a bit. It's gonna be a comedy. It's gonna have Miss Marvel in it.
So I
I
mean that
love
works.
I loved Miss Marvel. I love that show so much. So having her in here, having Monica in here, having Brie Larson as Captain Marvel in here, it's going to give us a brand new film with the same characters in a different scenario. Which I'm hoping this takes Captain Marvel and just brings her up here, because right now she is like down here for Marvel characters for me right now, and I feel bad about that. I mean, I know I sent you that clip of like Brie Larson where they're like, "Hey, so like, how long are you gonna play Captain Marvel for?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't know if I should even play her anymore." It's like, oh, it's getting to her, and
It's not
it
even her fault.
sucks.
It's the
No,
fact that her movie wasn't great, unfortunately, and she only had two two other appearances, I guess.
but
Um,
like very small appearances.
yes, it's like
Endgame and the whole end scene at Shang-Chi and Miss Marvel.
yes, it's like until this movie comes out, I can't say much about her character because she hasn't had enough time. But I think the dynamic is going to be great. I trust it. I think the film's going to be actually really good. I mean, coming from the first one, I think they can't really get much worse, unfortunately, to say. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that this will be, a top MCU movie.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to it, especially after
Yeah.
Miss Marvel. Like
Miss Marvel's a great character.
Miss Marvel
So
took
fun.
this movie for me to the next level,
Yeah.
because after we finished that show, I'm like, oh, now I really want to see the Marvels. Like, I really want to watch this film.
Yeah, like Monaco is great in WandaVision.
Yeah,
And then you add Miss Marvel on top of that. It's like you have a great trio forming right there.
and I
So
feel like I just want to see her chemistry with Captain Marvel. I want to see that like back and forth of like, are they gonna have like that Tony Peter relationship, or like how are they gonna play off each other? Like, how is this mega fan and their mentor? So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then just bringing Captain Marvel into a very different toned film with a new director. Because Brie Larson's a good actress, so I hope this movie will let her feel a little bit more loved in the MCU, because
yeah,
I know we can be critical of her, but like I've said, it's not her I don't like, it's the movie. It's just the movie.
yeah.
So, uh, Yeah, here's hoping she gets her redemption in the MCU because I know people are loving She-Hulk right now. Yeah. Anyway,
Speaking of
uh,
She-Hulk, Daredevil was talked about. It's gonna be
yes,
not a
but
continuation from the Netflix series.
that's not
But
what he said.
I swear he said, didn't he say that?
The guy in Variety said, "Is this season 4?" And he went, "No, no, no, no. This is not season 4, but it's like a season 1." He's
Yeah,
like, "It's a very different tone."
yeah. It's
He's
kind of
like,
like
"We're
it's
we're
a new
continuing
thing
the
in a way.
character, but it's like a new thing."
Yeah, yeah.
Because he even brought up in the interview, he's like, "We're gonna add some more of that lightheartedness that Daredevil has in the comics." He's like, because he even says, he's like, "I know people are worried about it online, but Daredevil is lighthearted in the comics. There's many runs where he has like funny, quippy moments. Like that's part of his character too. But it won't be as dark as you're expecting. Expect a very different tone for this show." I'm like,
Mm.
cool. I'm down. It's Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin. So, hey, I'm
And
already
it's a long
signed up.
series. It's not that six episode format. It's long.
Isn't it like
Was it
18 episodes?
18 or 24? One of the two.
Yeah, 18. I think it's an 18 episode season,
So I
which
mean,
is
that's
insane.
that's great to hear because 6 episodes is really not enough time to spend with characters. But that's exciting. I talked about Captain America. Okay.
We did not talk about Captain America.
No, I said they did at
Oh,
D23.
oh well, yeah, they did. Um, yeah, I did not expect for them to bring back the leader from the Incredible Hulk movie as
No.
a villain. Wouldn't have thought about it. Who would have thought that they would have went back 15 years, grabbed a character, and said, "Okay, we're using you now." It's the same actor too.
Yeah.
They just been like, "Hey, we'll call you. Just don't get any controversies over the next 15 years." But it's like that final. It's like we're finally gonna see Sam as Cap
Yeah.
doing stuff. That's what I'm excited for. It's not in the parks. It's not on TV. It's in a movie. On the big screen, seeing Sam finally be Captain America.
hmm
And
That's where Captain America belongs on
yeah,
the big screen. So I mean,
it's like I know a lot of people you see online people are like, "Oh yeah, like where's Captain America?" But they're talking about Steve. People are like, "No, no, no. Sam's Captain America." It's like I get that, but people I think the issue is we don't feel that yet because
he
Sam
hasn't had
hasn't
time to be in
Sam
that role yet.
exactly, he hasn't had the time. We haven't seen him as Cap yet. We saw him as
Yeah.
Cap for one episode.
Yeah.
So it's like of course when people talk about Captain America right now they're going to be talking about Steve. But once we see Sam on screen in that suit flying around kicking ass with the shield, it's going to be a very different conversation.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. I'm kind of hoping to go like kind of like that Winter Soldier esque tone, very gritty, very just down to earth, where it's just action. That's what I'm hoping for.
It's kind of what it sounds like they're going to do cuz
Yes.
what they say suspense? Is that what they said this one was too? So it's
I
like
don't know what they said.
go for it. It's like go
Yeah.
for it. I'm down. Do it. Make a freaking Captain America has had the best MCU movies out of any of the characters so far.
hmm
So, like, give us another good one. Isaiah Bradley's coming back for it. The kid who was in Falcon and Winter Soldier, who took Sam's wings at the end, he's gonna be Falcon in this movie. Like, hell yeah! It sucks Bucky's not gonna be in the movie, but
Who
hey,
knows?
I mean, he could be. Doesn't sound like it, but hey,
No.
I'm just excited that we're finally going to see Cap on screen and we have some confirmation about what's going on in the film. Because maybe it will tie in with She Hulk. Maybe that's who's after She Hulk's blood right now. Maybe it is the leader. Maybe it's all tied together. I guess we'll find out. What if She Hulk's in Captain America: New World Order. That'd be fun.
Uh,
Who
it's
knows?
possible. Anything's possible at this
Anything,
point.
anything's possible in the MCU. But I'm very much looking forward to that. And then Thunderbolts. We almost forgot about the Thunderbolts.
Can't say much.
I
I,
like the lineup a
the
lot.
lineup looks fun. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of like clips between them.
Yeah. I mean, half the cast is from Black Widow, which I know is your favorite movie, as you've seen it 50 times.
I know. Um, it's a cool lineup. I feel like it's not something people were asking for, but it's something that I think will be enjoyed.
Hmm.
Um, can't say much more than that, other than it could be great, it could be good, it could be exciting, it could be fun. But I can't. I mean, who knows until we see some type of first look or something like that.
I gotta say, I was kind of expecting other characters to be on the roster with them
Hmm.
in like when they were revealing who was gonna be on it. But God, seeing David Harbour back as Alexi, that made my day. Like, I know you haven't seen it, but dude, that's just he is such a standout character in that movie. Like him and Florence Pugh in that film are just perfect. And then seeing that they're bringing back Taskmaster and doing something else with that character and actually hopefully doing something good with the character. Hell yeah. That's exciting. Seeing that Bucky's back and doing something new on a different team. Awesome. John Walker back trying to redeem himself to be a hero. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah,
cool. Like, is this gonna be like the anti-hero team or like what's this gonna be? And then
yeah.
who's the other character? There was
Ghost.
oh yeah, Ghost. It's like hell yeah, I'm down for that. I thought maybe she died after they didn't come back with the pin particle or the quantum realm particles, but knowing that she's alive and well in the MCU and is gonna be teaming up with a bunch of villains, go for it. I'm down. Now my question is like, is Zemo gonna be in this? Is Abomination gonna be in this?
I
Like,
thought they were, but
hey, who knows? They might be. They might be saving that surprise for the theater, but I think that and what else? I gotta say, I think that was the biggest reveal from that panel for me.
interesting.
I
Alright.
think it was besides Werewolf by Night.
I was gonna say that's probably the biggest one, and just Ant Man in general. I guess it's
Yeah,
just another one where I'm like, yes, please, can I have it?
I think the thing though with Ant Man is we just haven't seen anything, so that's why it's not like oh, it's like the biggest announcement because
Yeah,
we just haven't
true.
seen anything. I mean, they showed more Black Panther, but we didn't see that, so
No,
that's why we're not talking about it really because
it comes out soon,
it
very
comes out in
soon.
like two
So,
months. So other than that, they announced National Treasure Show
oh God, let
by
this
Jared
route.
Bruckheimer. I'm like, that's cool. I didn't realize that Santa Claus uh thing was gonna be a show instead of a
Yeah,
movie. So
yeah.
like that's cool. I'm glad to see he's back. Proud Family's getting season 2. That's great. And then they played teaser, a little teaser for Percy Jackson and
Okay,
the
I thought that's where we're
Olympians.
going.
I was sitting there, and after that panel ended I just kind of stopped paying attention. And I checked my phone. I saw there was the trailer. I'm like, dude, I gotta watch this. And hearing the kid say all the lines from like the first page of the damn book, they got the tone right. It looks good for just a teaser. It looks like this might be the best adaptation. I mean, there's only been one other one. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a lot better than the damn movies.
yeah. That's something to look forward to. The movies kind of fell apart, lackluster. Here, if they do it right, it could be good.
Yeah, it's like you got a
So,
lot of books to work with
but
too.
yeah, that trailer, that teaser was pretty spot on.
thankfully they can just go Lightning Thief, Sea of Monsters, and just start going through all the books. You got 8 books to go through. You got 8 seasons right there. Do it.
Wait
Just
now.
do it.
They gotta do it quick though, because that kid's gonna grow up.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, like I think
Book's
each
bigger.
book takes place a year after another, so like
Yeah,
he can
it's like
grow
Harry
up with,
Potter in that sense.
yeah,
But
he can grow up with the series, which is perfect.
yeah,
I just hope it does well.
I think it
That's
will. I think that has a huge fan base, and they're craving some type of on-screen media. So I think they will do. I'm definitely gonna check it out. So
oh yeah, yeah. I
I
will
think it'll do
definitely
good.
be tuning in for that show when that drops. Yeah, I think that's all the announcements. They made an announcement this morning of the second Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie,
Saw
and
that.
I'm like,
Didn't see the first one, so
I'm like, you announced it today? There was
that
a
looks
whole
strange.
animation panel on Friday. Why didn't you announce it then? It's like, I don't know. It's weird. So let's say, what did you think of D23 as a whole this year?
I mean, just being here at my house, viewing it, learning from at home, not there, wasn't as good as the other years. Some things that stood out to me. Overall, it was all right. I think they could have done better. It was the first one back, so I expected a little bit more. Mostly just, what happened the last few years, it was a great time for people to, be Disney fans. I just wanted a little bit more, but I think the things that I did hear that I liked really hit me, and I think I'm excited for those things. So in the end, we got D23. Hopefully in the next 2 years or whatever, it could be better and they can learn from this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's one of the better D23s because the one we were at is the one where they announced She-Hulk and Moon
Hmm.
Knight and Miss Marvel, and they announced all these new Disney Plus shows coming. WandaVision. That's where they announced WandaVision
Oh
was
yeah.
there, and it was. I don't know. I kind of expected more, and we know there's a lot coming from Disney. We know they're working on the live action Hercules. We know they're working on the live action Disney Lilo and Stitch. We know they're working on all Deadpool 3. They're working on all these other projects that are coming out. They weren't talked about at all. Even the Guardians holiday special, they didn't talk about it at all. They didn't even talk about Guardians 3, which was like a little weird.
Oh, well, James Gunn wasn't there, so he said
Yeah.
that's why. So
Oh, well, that makes sense. But it's like, it just felt like there was a lot that was missing, and they liked talking about what we already knew about, but not a lot of what we didn't know about, especially more in the Star Wars Marvel panels, and even like, because Disney, they just kind of talked about everything we knew. They revealed a couple new things like Wish
yeah.
or the Pixar movies, but everything else was just, eh. It was
Yeah.
just not the best, not the worst. I enjoyed every announcement. Nothing made me go, "Oh, I hate this so much." But it's like, I think their biggest fall through with me this year was the parks.
Yeah, I agree.
But I even feel like when we were there and they were talking about the parks, it was the same way. They announced a lot for Disney World, but they didn't talk about Disneyland at all. So it's like I don't know what's going on with the company, but otherwise for Disney or for D23, I just say it was okay. It wasn't fantastic or anything, but yeah, I liked what they announced. I
Yeah,
did.
well, if you enjoyed D23 or not, let us
Yeah,
know in the comments down
let us
below.
know. Let us know what
Let us
your
know
favorite
something that stood
reaction.
out to you in the movies panels, the park panels, any type of panel. Um, Let us know what you thought, and that's gonna wrap up this discussion.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.